There's this moment that happens when you arrive in a country where every corner looks like a Renaissance painting come to life. Ancient ruins stand next to modern cafes. The food is so good it makes you question everything you thought you knew about eating. You realize Italy isn't just a destination. It's an experience that rewrites your understanding of beauty, history, and pleasure. We're covering the 20 things that actually matter: the Colosseum, Vatican museums, Trevi Fountain, Florence's Duomo and Uffizi, Venice's canals, Cinque Terre, the Amalfi Coast, Pompeii, Capri, Siena, Pisa's Tower, Val d'Orcia, Lake Como, Milan's Duomo, the Dolomites, Verona, Bologna, Naples, Matera, and Alberobello. Hit subscribe to Passport Unfolded right now because what I'm sharing comes from countless trips across this incredible country. All the recommendations are linked in the description so you can build your own Italian adventure. Let me start with the Colosseum, because it's the symbol of Rome and ancient Roman power. This massive amphitheater was built nearly 2,000 years ago and held 50,000 spectators. They watched gladiator battles and wild animal fights. Standing in the arena where actual gladiators fought creates a connection to history that no textbook can match. Go early morning, right when it opens, to avoid massive crowds. Book tickets online weeks in advance because day of tickets sell out fast. The underground areas where gladiators and animals waited are now open for tours. Walking through these tunnels is powerful. The upper levels offer the best views across the arena floor. For the full experience, book a tour that includes the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. These sites tell the complete story of ancient Rome. The Vatican Museums house one of the world's greatest art collections. Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling is the obvious highlight. But the Raphael rooms and ancient sculpture galleries are equally impressive. The museums are massive. You could spend days here and not see everything. Go right when they open or book a late afternoon ticket. The crowds thin significantly in the last 2 hours before closing. St. Peter's Basilica is free to enter, but lines can be hours long. Go early morning or late afternoon to minimize wait times. The basilica's scale is staggering. Climbing to the top of the dome requires 551 steps. The panoramic views across Rome are worth every step. The Vatican grottos beneath contain tombs of past popes. The Trevi Fountain is Rome's most famous fountain. It's a Baroque masterpiece where Neptune commands seahorses amid dramatic sculptures. The tradition says throwing a coin over your shoulder ensures your return to Rome. Thousands of tourists do this daily. The coins collected fund food programs for Rome's needy. Visit early morning around sunrise or late at night after tourists leave. The fountain is beautifully lit at night. The absence of crowds makes the experience much more enjoyable. The small square fills completely by mid-morning. Finding a spot to take photos becomes frustrating. The neighborhood around Trevi has excellent trattorias serving traditional Roman pasta. Cacio e pepe and carbonara are the dishes to order. The fountain appears in countless films, including La Dolce Vita. Florence's Duomo dominates the city with its massive terracotta dome engineered by Brunelleschi. The exterior is covered in pink, white, and green marble. Climbing the dome is essential. The 463 steps are narrow and steep. At the top, views across Florence's terracotta roofs to the Tuscan hills are spectacular. Book dome climb tickets in advance. The Uffizi Gallery houses the world's finest collection of Italian Renaissance art. Botticelli's Birth of Venus is here along with works by Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael. The museum is enormous. Focus on the highlights or book a guided tour. Book tickets online to skip the massive line. Go right when it opens or in late afternoon when tour groups depart. Venice is built on 118 islands connected by over 400 bridges. The Grand Canal snakes through the city like a liquid highway. Vaporetti water buses provide the cheapest way to experience it. A gondola ride is the quintessential Venetian experience. Yes, it's expensive and touristy. But gliding through narrow side canals is magical. Go in the late afternoon for the best light. The Rialto Bridge is Venice's oldest bridge spanning the Grand Canal. It was built in the late 1500s and is lined with shops. Visit early morning before crowds arrive. The Rialto market nearby is where Venetians shop for fish and produce. For food, avoid restaurants with toots outside. Small Baccari serves cicchetti, Venetian tapas with local wines. These are where locals eat and drink. If you're still watching and mentally planning this Italian journey, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Passport Unfolded because we're building a community of travelers who want authentic experiences. Every video brings you the real Italy, not the postcard version. Cinque Terre means 5 lands. These are 5 colorful fishing villages clinging to dramatic cliffs on the Ligurian coast. Monterosso, Vernazza, Corniglia, Manarola, and Rio Maggiore each have distinct personalities. Brightly painted houses cascade down steep slopes to tiny harbors. The hiking trail connecting all 5 villages is spectacular. The hike from Monterosso to Vernazza is challenging but rewarding. You climb high above the sea with panoramas that justify the effort. Trains connect all villages, making it easy to hike one direction and train back. Visit in May or September. Summer brings crushing crowds. For food, focaccia bread is the local specialty. Fresh seafood pasta in a harborside restaurant is the quintessential meal. Stay overnight in one of the villages rather than day tripping. The Amalfi Coast is where dramatic cliffs meet turquoise Mediterranean water. The coastal road winds between Sorrento and Salerno with heart-stopping curves and impossible views. Positano is the postcard-perfect town with pastel houses cascading down the cliff to a pebble beach. It's expensive, but undeniably beautiful. Amalfi town gives the coast its name. The cathedral dominates the main square with Arab Norman architecture. Ravello sits high above the coast with gardens offering panoramic views. Villa Simbronie's Terrace of Infinity is one of Italy's most photographed spots. Driving the Amalfi Coast requires nerves of steel. The road is narrow with blind curves. Taking the ferry between towns is more relaxing and offers better views. Visit in spring or fall to avoid summer crowds. Pompeii is where time stopped in 79 AD when Mount Vesuvius erupted. Volcanic ash buried the entire city, preserving it almost perfectly. Walking through Pompeii's streets is surreal. Houses still have frescoes on walls. The forum where citizens gathered is remarkably intact. Body casts show victims' final moments in haunting detail. The site is vast, covering 163 acres. Seeing it properly requires several hours minimum. Hire a guide or download an audio guide app. The context makes the ruins come alive. Go early morning, right when it opens. By midday, the site bakes under Mediterranean sun with no shade. Wear good walking shoes because the ancient stone streets are uneven. Mount Vesuvius looms over Pompeii. You can hike to the crater rim. Capri is the island where Roman emperors vacationed and celebrities still do. It's accessible by ferry from Naples or Sorrento in about 40 minutes. The Blue Grotto is Capri's most famous attraction. This sea cave glows electric blue from sunlight filtering through underwater openings. The effect is genuinely magical. But boats wait hours during peak season. The island itself is beautiful enough without the grotto. The chairlift from Capri to Monte Solaro delivers panoramic views. Your legs dangle freely as you rise above lemon groves and villas. The Gardens of Augustus offer manicured gardens with views down to the Faraglioni rock formations. Capri town is expensive with designer boutiques. But walking the narrow streets and finding hidden viewpoints costs nothing. Siena is the medieval Tuscan city that time forgot in the best way possible. The historic center is car-free and feels genuinely medieval. The Piazza del Campo is one of Europe's greatest medieval squares. It's shaped like a scallop shell and slopes down to the Palazzo Pubblico. Twice each summer, the Palio horse race circles the piazza. 10 horses representing different neighborhoods race bareback in chaotic spectacle. The Torre del Mangia Tower offers views across Siena's terracotta roofs. Climbing the 400 steps is exhausting but worthwhile. The Duomo is a masterpiece of Italian Gothic architecture. The facade is covered in white, green, and pink marble. For food, pizza pasta is the Sienese specialty. These thick hand-rolled noodles are served with various sauces. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is exactly what you expect, and somehow still surprising. It really does lean that dramatically. The tilt resulted from soft ground giving way during construction in the 11th century. Engineers have stabilized it so it won't fall. But it still leans about 4 degrees. Climbing the tower requires timed tickets booked in advance. The spiral stairs follow the tower's curve. At the top, the tilt is disorienting in a thrilling way. The tower sits in the Piazza dei Miracoli with the cathedral and baptistery. All three are architectural marvels covered in white marble. Most visitors see the tower and leave. But Pisa's historic center along the Arno River has medieval palaces and good restaurants. For food, Cecina is Pisa's street food. This chickpea flour flatbread is served warm with black pepper. Val d'Orcia in southern Tuscany is where those iconic Tuscan landscape photos come from. Rolling hills are covered in wheat and sunflowers depending on season. Cypress trees line white roads. Medieval hilltop towns dot the horizon. This is Tuscany distilled to its essence. Pienza is the jewel of Val d'Orcia. This Renaissance town was redesigned in the 1400s as an ideal city. Pecorino cheese originated here. Every shop sells it in various ages. The views from Pienza's walls across the valley are calendar perfect. Montalcino perches on a hill surrounded by Brunello vineyards. This wine is one of Italy's finest. Montepulciano is another hilltop town famous for Vino Nobile wine. Bagno Vignoni is a tiny village built around a Renaissance thermal bath. Lake Como is where the Italian Alps meet elegant lakefront villas and gardens. The lake's Y shape creates dramatic scenery with mountains plunging into deep blue water. Bellagio sits at the junction of the lake's two branches. Its position offers views in multiple directions. Steep, cobbled streets wind between villas and gardens. The waterfront promenade has cafes where you can sit for hours. Ferry boats connect all the lake towns. Taking the slow ferry between villages is the best way to experience Como. Verona on the eastern shore is less crowded than Bellagio. Villa Monastero has elaborate gardens extending along the lakeshore. Como town at the lake's southern end has a cathedral mixing Gothic and Renaissance styles. The funicular rises to Brunete village with panoramic views. Milan's Duomo is Gothic architecture taken to its extreme. The cathedral took nearly 6 centuries to complete. Over 3,400 statues and 135 spires cover the exterior. The rooftop is the highlight. Walking among the spires and statues with Milan spreading below feels magical. You can take an elevator or climb the stairs. Book tickets online to avoid long lines. The interior is surprisingly austere compared to the elaborate exterior. But the scale is impressive. The stained glass windows are among the finest in Europe. The Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II connects the Duomo to La Scala Opera House. This elegant shopping arcade has a glass roof and mosaic floors. La Scala is one of the world's great opera houses. Milan is Italy's fashion and business capital. The Dolomites are where Italy does dramatic mountain scenery. These limestone peaks in northeastern Italy rise sharply from green valleys. The rock glows pink and orange at sunrise and sunset. The mountains are UNESCO listed for their beauty. Cortina d'Ampezzo is the main resort town. In summer, hiking trails range from easy valley walks to challenging via ferrata climbing routes. The Tre Cime di Lavaredo are three distinctive peaks that are the Dolomites' most photographed mountains. The hike circling them takes about 3 hours. The Sella Ronda is a ski circuit linking 4 valleys. In summer, it's a scenic drive with mountain passes and stunning views. Alpe di Siussi is Europe's largest high-altitude alpine meadow. Wildflowers cover the rolling grassland with jagged peaks rising behind. Verona is Romeo and Juliet's city. Though the balcony tourist visit was added in the 1930s. But Verona's appeal goes far beyond Shakespeare. The Roman arena in the main square is remarkably preserved. It still hosts opera performances in summer. Sitting in a 2,000-year-old amphitheater watching Aida under the stars is unforgettable. The Piazza delle Erbe occupies the site of the ancient Roman Forum. The market square is surrounded by frescoed buildings. Castelvecchio is a 14th-century castle housing an art museum. Juliet's house with the famous balcony is mobbed with tourists. Verona feels more authentic than Venice without the overwhelming tourism. Yet it's equally beautiful with Roman ruins and medieval architecture. The Valpolicella wine region surrounds Verona, producing Amarone wine. Bologna is Italy's food capital and home to the oldest university in the Western world. The city has 40 kilometers of porticos, covered walkways that UNESCO recently listed. The Due Torri, 2 medieval towers, lean dramatically and dominate the skyline. Climbing the Asinelli Tower's 498 steps delivers panoramic views. The Basilica di San Petronio in the main square is enormous. Bologna's food markets are legendary. The Quadrilatero area has streets dedicated to different foods. You'll find the finest prosciutto, mortadella, and Parmigiano Reggiano. For restaurants, walk into residential neighborhoods where trattorias serve traditional cuisine. tagliatelle al ragu, what the world calls bolognese sauce, originated here. Tortellini in brodo is another specialty. The university gives Bologna a young, vibrant energy. Naples is chaotic, gritty, and absolutely essential to understanding Italy. The historic center is the largest in Europe. It's also where pizza was invented. Neapolitan pizza, with its chewy crust and simple toppings, is what all other pizza aspires to be. L'antica pizzeria da Michele is famous from Eat, Pray, Love. But dozens of pizzerias serve equally good pies. Sorbillo and Di Matteo are excellent alternatives. The National Archaeological Museum houses most artifacts from Pompeii and Herculaneum. Naples's churches contain Baroque art in overwhelming abundance. Spaccanapoli, the street splitting the historic center, is the city's spine. Walking its length takes you through centuries of history. Naples has a reputation for crime. Use basic precautions and you'll be fine. The energy and authenticity make it worthwhile. Matera in Basilicata is one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. People have lived in these cave dwellings for over 9,000 years. The Sassi, the ancient cave districts, cascade down a steep ravine. They were inhabited until the 1950s when the government relocated residents. The caves were considered shameful poverty. Now they're UNESCO World Heritage Sites and boutique hotels. Staying in a cave hotel is unique. Many retain original rock walls while adding modern amenities. Walking through the Sassi feels like stepping into biblical times. Narrow stone staircases connect different levels. Cave churches have frescoes dating back centuries. At night, the Sassi are illuminated, creating magical atmosphere. Matera appeared in Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. For food, Basilicata cuisine is hearty and rustic. Alberobello in Puglia is famous for trulli, distinctive conical roofed houses made from limestone. Over 1,500 trulli crowd the hillside. The roofs are made from stones stacked without mortar. Whitewashed walls contrast with gray stone roofs, creating a fairy tale appearance. The trulli were built this way to avoid property taxes. They could be quickly dismantled if tax collectors appeared. Many trulli are now shops, restaurants, and accommodations. Staying in a trullo offers a unique experience. The Trullo Sovrano is the largest trullo open as a museum. Beyond the trulli, Puglia offers beautiful coastline and hilltop towns. Orecchiette pasta shaped like little ears originated here. Burrata cheese is creamier than mozzarella. Alberobello gets extremely crowded during the day. Stay overnight to experience the town after day trippers leave. All the specific sites, restaurants, and insider tips I've mentioned are linked in the description. Subscribe to Passport Unfolded for more deep dives into destinations that reward exploration. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Comment below which Italian destination excites you most. I genuinely read every comment and love hearing about your travel plans. Now close YouTube and start planning. Italy is waiting, and it's even more extraordinary than you're imagining.